guys, in today's video I'm going to be adding too much makeup into slime and I really hope that you enjoy this video. First off, we're going to be adding too much body glitter and this is from Barry M. My favourite thing about these body glitter pots is that they come out purple but they actually have like a really strong blue undertone, and I didn't realise the slime would come out like this until I mixed it all up. And my favourite thing about this was that the blue became a lot more prominent than the purple. The purple was definitely more of an undertone whereas the blue was the overtone, and I thought this was so cool. I didn't expect it at all. The slime turned out amazing. It was kind of like a Twilight Galaxy type slime. I really liked it. It didn't change the texture at all, which I thought was great, but it just looks super beautiful. So I didn't want to waste it on just one thing, and I decided to add it to a block of Daiso. And after I did this, I just got basically every glitter item I could find around the house. This was from Barry M as well. This isn't a paid video or anything. They just sent me a PR package and I decided to add all the makeup into slime instead of using it myself. But basically they have a ton of shiny lip glosses and stuff, and I decided this would be really cool to add into slime. So I just added a bit more over the top so I could mix it in without it being sticky on my hands. And then when I mixed it in, it was so much fun. It didn't look like it was melting at all, but the more I mixed up, the stickier it became, and it actually became so sticky that it was weird as well, because the glitter was glitter and not pigment. It showed really glittery, but yeah, it was just really sticky. It didn't work. If you've watched my videos before, you know I love adding glitter into slime, and my favourite thing to do is just pile a load on. But I've never done this with makeup glitter. It's always been nail or like specifically for crafts, so I was so curious to see what would happen with this. And the first thing I noticed was this wasn't as crunchy. I guess it's to make it softer on your face so it doesn't hurt when you apply it, but this was very cool to mix in for me because as you can see here, the slime is very, very tough. But I found that once I left it for a few days, the slime melted down, and I don't know if that was, I guess, like some of the biodegradable glitters may be melting down and reacting with the slime, but the slime was really, really easy to fluff up with all the glitters in it, and it was really beautiful. One of my favourite things to do with clear slime is mix it into eyeshadow palettes, and my favourite thing about these were all the palettes were kind of like colour coordinated with each other, so I felt like they were all going to turn into one really nice colour. So I decided to test it out and I split up all the palettes when I got to this stage where it was kind of like smushed around enough, and I kind of guessed what each one was going to be, and this one, it kind of seemed obvious that it was going to turn into a purple colour. This one on the left, I wasn't too sure. I thought maybe like a brown colour. This one looked like it was going to turn to pink until the browns were added, and then I was like maybe brown, and then the bottom one just looked like it was going to turn into a mushy colour. So when I added them all up, I was super surprised to see the colours. The top one was actually very pretty. It was a really nice purpley pink. Then we had an army green, normal, just mixing all the colours together brown, and then we had a really nice chocolate brown. But I wanted to see what they'd all look like together, and my favourite thing about this is that it's so shiny. And the really nice thing also was that the eyeshadows didn't clump together and there wasn't loads of dots around it. There was some, but nowhere near as much as normal eyeshadow palettes have, so I thought this was so fun to work with. The colours were gorgeous in it, and it just ended up being a really nice slime. up we have a bronzer wardrobe, and this is from Makeup Revolution. This is really cool because they're all in a circle and they're also all similar toned, which is just music to my ears because I always add really colourful slimes in and they just turn out into this like purpley muddy brown, and it's just not nice. But this was gorgeous. It had really patterned bronzers in there too, so it was really cool to see when you pulled the colour off, when all the patterns were like transferred onto the slime directly. But then I just decided to scrape all the powder onto it and just change the colour. I thought this was going to turn into a dark brown, but it turned into a really gorgeous chocolate brown. I could not stop playing with this. I wish that I added some confetti just so it looked a bit like a chocolate sundae, but this was so silky and fun to play with. After the last palette mixing went so well, I decided to go in with another similar tone palette, and this is the Red Velvet palette from Makeup Revolution. I thought this would be really similar in tone, but when I opened this up, it was a little different on the package, but I didn't really mind. This is also scented, which I thought was really cool. I don't know if this like would be irritating as makeup, but I loved it because obviously it was a slime and it just meant my slime smelled nice. And then I just added some more clear slime so I got a clearer look because the slime underneath was super sticky, so I had to play with it a bit to get it off my hands. And it had loads of air bubbles in it. I love the streams of colours that just went through the slime when I peeled it off, and then when I mixed it in, it turned into this light burgundy colour, and I was thinking, this kind of turns out when you mix it all together like a red velvet colour, and I don't know if this is intentional, but it's really, really cool. I loved it. When I mixed it together, the slime also stayed really, really shiny, which it doesn't always when you add in matte colours, but this did. The colours were also so pigmented. As you can see here, it already picked up the colours from just mixing it in one time, and then when I added all of them in, I did find that the powders kind of stayed clumpy, but apart from that, I loved it and I loved the scent of it. I've decided my favourite thing to do is mix pigments into slime, and this is an eyeshadow pigment that I never used because I just thought it was a nude. But then when I was looking through my old makeup to see what to mix in, I saw this pearlescent undertone in it, and I thought this will look really nice in slime, and it did. It kind of had an undertone like my nails, so it looked like a purpley one, but it was a champagne colour. It was really cool. I was super impressed by this. I think I bought it like probably 7 years ago, so I don't even know if it sells anymore, but I loved this. It was amazing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, let me know in the comments, and also subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye!